Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. We are back now, joined by Dr. Kevin Richardson. The title is official. We are so proud of him. He's our hypnotherapist. He's our friend. He's our guide. He's got a lot going on. Introduce yourself, Kevin, to us, please. And congratulations again on the new
morning, Jill. Good morning. Good morning. My name's Kevin Richardson, and I am a hypnotherapist. Yay! And I am here to help you. And today, I want to talk about the journey, and I want to talk about the successes that we have with hypnosis. And so, folks, you can get a hold of me two ways: by email or through my website, or by phone. Phone number is 760-902-2274. And so, one of the questions I keep getting is, how do we get started? How do we do this?
Yep,
what are the steps? Well, I had a patient who I was just talking with, and she had said, "Oh, I just got back from the doctor, and the doctor told me I had to lose 20 pounds. Really? Tell me about that." Well, that's all he said. I said, "Oh, okay. How are you going to handle that?"
Yeah.
"I don't know." And she says, "I've tried so many diets. I've gone up, I've gone down. I've gone up, I've gone down. I lose weight and it comes right back on. And it's even more weight than what I lost."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's just up and down, up and down, up and down. So I said, "Well, there is an alternative, and that's hypnosis." And she was like, "Yeah, right. Hypnosis is going to really help me." I said, "Yes, it is going to help you." And she goes, "Well, what do you do?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, what do you expect? What do you want?" She goes, "Well, I'd like to lose 20 to 30 pounds. I said, "How soon are you going to want to lose it?" She says, "Well, the doctor wants me to lose it right away." I said, "Well, do you want to lose it forever? Or do you want to lose it and then go to the doctor, and the doctor goes, 'Yay, you've lost your weight,' and then 6 months later it's back on?" I said, "Well, no, I just want to lose it." I said, "Okay." So the process is, as I said, the phone number is 760-902-2274. Give me a call. She was like, "Oh, okay." A week later, she called. And during that first call, it's a 15-minute free consultation. So we asked questions during that period of time. She asked me questions. I asked her questions. And so some of the questions I asked is, do you have any underlying medical conditions that we need to be aware of? Have you ever been in hypnosis before? Are you aware of hypnosis? It's like, "Well, no, I've never been aware of it, and I've never had hypnosis before." I said, "Well, I'd like for you to go on the internet, and I'd like for you to research hypnosis and weight loss." And I said, "In the meantime, we'll set up our appointment." So we did. The first appointment is usually an hour to 2 hours long, because that's where we're getting to know each other. And that's where we're getting to know how I can help you on your journey. And so she gave me a call, and we made our first appointment. I met her on Zoom. Because of COVID, we're not doing this one-on-one anymore. And she actually liked it. At first, she was like, "Zoom? Why Zoom?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, because of COVID, you don't want to be coming to me, and I don't want to be coming to you because of COVID." It's like, "Well, what can you do on Zoom?" I said, "We'll find out."
Yep.
And At the end of the first session, we did go into hypnosis, but the first hour is basically what we call the cognitive part. That's where we're asking questions. That's where we're explaining hypnosis. So what do we explain in hypnosis? Well, the brain, or the mind, I should say, has the conscious side and it has the subconscious side. The subconscious side is the automatic pilot for the body. It's 88% of the mind. It's huge. It is huge. 12% of the mind is the cognitive thinking, the processing, the problem solving, the analysis part. And that's the part that we wish our kids had when they were younger.
Oh, yes, for sure.
How many times do we ask our kids, what were you thinking? They
Not
weren't.
their faults. They don't know. Yes.
They don't know. They don't know. So basically the theory of the mind is that when we're born, we're born with a primitive brain. And that primitive brain houses all of the necessary reflexes for survival. And as we age and as we grow up, at around 9 or 10 is where the cognitive portion kicks in.
Okay.
So with hypnosis, what I explained to her is that we are going into the subconscious and we are identifying the areas that need to be altered a little bit to help your benefit. So with weight loss, we're dealing with cravings. We're dealing with portion control. We're dealing with feelings. What she was telling me is that she was sexually abused as a child, and that she was overweight because she wanted to be ugly. She didn't want to be attractive to men. And so it was like, well, maybe we need to see a psychologist. She goes, well, I am seeing one. So I called the psychologist and I spoke with the psychologist and I told him what we were doing. And he was like going, great, go for it. And so what we did is we changed her perception of herself. We helped her self-esteem. And so as her self-esteem grew and as she began to see the value of her self and her life, she realized that she was overeating to make herself feel unattractive, but also for comfort. Well, after about 10 sessions, she was losing weight about 1.5 to 2 pounds a month. And that's the healthy amount to lose per month. Any more than that, then you're going to be triggering stuff. So we got her connected with a dietitian. And so we added people to her team that were rooting for her. So then it was the cravings that we had to deal with. So in hypnosis, it was suggestions about the cravings. However, I asked her to look up probiotics and I asked her to talk with her dietitian about probiotics. And the dietitian agreed that there are probiotics out there that do help with cravings. And there is significant research out there that shows that the flora or the bacteria in our gut triggers the cravings. They don't know how, but they communicate to the brain that we need more sugar. So with probiotics, you're changing the type of bugs that are bacteria that are in your
But can I
gut.
also just ask, there's so many different
Yeah.
probiotics out there too, of what has Acidophilus and this amount, and every doctor says something like, what are you supposed to take? How do you even know?
Well,
Wow.
and that was when I was looking for probiotics. I went on the internet and I typed in probiotics for sugar cravings. And I read the research.
Yep.
And there's so much out there that is so contradictory. And even with probiotics, there's side effects. Some people get real, I guess, can I say gassy on air?
Yes, absolutely. Part of life. We all do. Come on. Yep. Let's be honest.
They all get bloated and they're jet propelled.
Yep.
And so there are side effects to that. So not every probiotic is
Yes.
going to work. And so it's finding one that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hesitate to say use this one, this one, or this one, or this one.
Yeah, exactly.
I really say talk with your doctor about it. Really talk, and we're all part of your team.
Mm-hmm.
Your doctor, for her, it was her doctor, psychologist, dietitian, and her hypnotist, or
Okay.
hypnotherapist. We were on her team. The last time I spoke with her, she had lost 20 pounds and she was keeping it off. She was happy. The doctor was happy and surprised
Mm-hmm.
that hypnosis helped.
Wow.
The psychologist knew that it would. The psychologist was like, I knew this all along. It's like, well, okay. And so she went on her way. And the last time I spoke with her, she's happy, she's out. And all we did in the sessions was she sat back comfortable and she went into a focused state where she was focused on herself and focused relaxation. Doesn't hurt. There are no side effects, by the way. There are no side effects. In the past, we've talked about the little lady that I was seeing with fear of falling.
Mm.
And I was contacted by the physical therapist to come on the case. She was a lady that, high functioning lady, oh my God, research scientist, and very prominent in the research. I had never heard of her, but who am I? I don't know. She had fallen, hit her head, had a mild head injury, but fractured her hip. And so she developed this fear of falling. Now, fear in and of itself is a protective response.
Yep.
It's there for a reason. It's there to protect us.
Yep.
But if it gets to the point where it prevents you from doing things, that becomes a problem. So she was in bed. She'd been in bed for almost a year, refused to get out of bed. Oh my God. Talk about dealing with a mad cat. Oh my gosh. Scratching, clawing, punching, hitting, screaming, refusing to get out of bed, refusing to even sit on the edge of the bed.
Mm.
So my first session with her was just kind of explaining that her fear is a mistake.
Yeah.
It's a mistake. The brain is interpreting as a mistake. It's there to protect you, but it's now become a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And so in our sessions, we focused on her self-confidence, because part of fear is self-confidence and self-esteem. She knew she was going to fall, so we had to work on that. But we also had to work on trust, and we had to develop trust. So the physical therapist and I worked together with her. When I was there, I was on her journey with her through her journey. The first session, she got up and she walked. She was upset and she was anxious, but she didn't fight.
Right. Mm-hmm.
In the hypnosis, what did we do? We talked about calmness. We talked about peace. We talked about self-esteem. And we went to her favorite place. Her favorite place was a hollow. She called it the hollow.
Mm-hmm.
She was from the South. And so she called it the hollow. So that was her favorite place. And that's where she felt the most comfortable. So whenever she was getting ready to get up, we helped her understand that she needed to go to the hollow.
That's wow.
And so she went to the hollow. And while she was at the hollow, we got her up.
Aww.
She was fully aware. She was fully conscious. She knew that she was getting up. She was anxious. She resisted, but she didn't fight.
Yeah.
And so by the 8th session, she was sitting on the edge of the bed.
Oh my goodness.
She was sitting in her recliner.
Wow.
She actually got to go home for a day. She hadn't been home in a year. She got to see her dog and she got to see her cat.
Ah, amazing. Right?
And so the last time I saw her, she was still a little resistant. She was still a little anxious,
Mm-hmm.
a little. But yet she could still smile. She was still anxious. She was still wanting to get out of bed. We'd go in there and say, it's time to get up. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
But when the first time we went in there, it's time to get up. No, 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 I can't get up. I can't get up. I can't get up. So through her journey, we went together, and her goal was to walk. Her goal was to get up. So we were able to tune down the fear. And now, the last time I spoke with the physical therapist, and I even spoke with the husband was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. We have been struggling with this for so long. And now she got up and she walked. And she's been walking.
Miracle.
She got up and sat on the edge of the bed without any help. And she didn't resist. So it was a team effort between the physical therapist and the hypnotherapist.
Beautiful.
She accomplished her goal. She got her goal. So
thanks to you and your help.
Yay! I was just on the journey. I just accompanied her on her journey.
Aww.
And then I had another little lady who, the first time I saw her, she was in severe pain. She was crying. She was screaming. She was yelling into her pillow.
Oh my gosh.
That she was in so much pain. So because she was in such severe pain and I was working with her, I just said, let's stop a minute. Let's just stop. Close your eyes. I want you to picture your favorite place. Take a deep breath. Picture your favorite place. And so she did. She followed directions, and it was so wonderful. Within 15 minutes, we had reduced the pain from 10/10, which is max. That's pain that really we needed to go to the hospital for. We brought it down to like 3/10. We dropped it by 70%. That's huge.
Huge.
That's huge.
Wow.
And it was so simple. We taught her how to do it on her own. So what
Mhm.
did we teach her? Number one, taking several deep breaths helps to relax the body. When
Mhm.
you're in severe pain, your body is tense. Your muscles are tense. You're just tense. You're
And then
anxious.
what?
Your blood pressure's going up.
Everything's wrong.
Everything's going up. And it's just going up, 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 up.
Suppressing your immune system. Yeah.
Yes, yes, you got it. And so by taking deep breaths, the body automatically responds by relaxing. Your muscles will automatically relax when you take deep breaths. When you relax, the blood flow is returned to the muscles, and the muscles are getting the nutrients that are needed, which helps to reduce the pain.
Mm-hmm.
So we then took her to her favorite place, which is distraction. The brain can only think of one thing at a time. As much as everybody thinks they can multitask. Well, you can do multiple things one at a time. It takes too much brain power to try and do multiple things at once.
Wow.
So I was reading last night in some recent research, that multitasking really just means that it's reduced performance on everything. And so multitasking in reality is focusing your attention on one thing for a few seconds and then focusing your attention on another thing for a few seconds and then redirecting yourself. But in doing that, you really are reducing your brain resources and you're not really accomplishing everything you think you are. So by going to her favorite place, we were able to help her distract. And then in hypnosis, we went into the subconscious. And there's 3 different techniques that we use, and they work really well. And I taught her how to do it. The first technique is to picture a white cloud coming down and wrapping around you like a blanket. And in your imagination, picture your pain as a color. Her color was red. For her, red meant pain. And for comfort, it was green. So I said, picture your cloud turning red and fill the cloud with the red. And then allow the green to come into your body. She was able to do that. And she pictured the cloud floating away with all the pain. When we ended the session, pain was basically gone. She was completely relaxed, no tension in her face. She was no longer crying. She was smiling. She was like, how did you do that? I said, I didn't do it. You did it. It's that powerful. That's the first technique. The second technique is to picture or imagine your hand like a heating blanket or a heating pad. Picture it getting warm. Depending if you respond to heat or if you respond to cold, picture either way. If you respond to heat, heat your hand up. If you respond to cold, picture your hand getting cold. And then putting your hand over that area and picture the temperature difference transferring into that area. She learned how to do that also.
Yeah.
So in between the sessions, she was doing this on her own. And the last time I saw her, she was sitting on the edge of the bed, laughing, smiling. And I said, what's your pain like?
Mm-hmm.
She goes, what pain? I said, you don't have any? She goes, oh yeah, I got a little, but it's nothing like it was. So for her, her journey was learning how to manage and control her pain. When we started her journey, she was in such severe pain, she was bedridden.
Wow.
And as we went along the journey, she was able to do more for herself. And as we went along the journey, it got to the point where she could actually go into the bathroom,
And
which she hadn't done for a long time because of the pain was so severe. And for her, using the bathroom was a huge success for her. Huge. I mean, how many of us want to go to the bathroom on a commode chair in the middle of the living room?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We all do.
Yeah, of
No, we
course.
don't.
But
I mean, it's the bathroom stuff for private stuff.
mm-hmm.
But for her, it was huge. It was her dignity. We worked on her with her imagery. She was able to manage her own pain. She could do it. And so it was absolutely fabulous. And it was just, we partner with our clients.
Mm-hmm.
We go on a journey together. They overcome their obstacles. I had a gentleman who, again, had severe pain, severe car accident, multiple fractures, couldn't sit still. He was in so much pain, such severe pain, couldn't sit still for a minute. And it was like, I just said to him, stop, wait a minute, take a deep breath, breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute, come back here. Stop, just stop.
Mm-hmm.
And take a deep breath. And I taught him those three same techniques.
Yeah.
Learned them. He was good at it.
And here you go.
At the end of the session, we're now on session. I'll be seeing him. This will be the third session. He's now able to get up into a wheelchair.
Amazing.
He's now able to sit in the wheelchair.
Amazing.
And he's now looking at going into the bathroom.
Amazing. Right?
So, folks, if you have issues with weight loss, if you have issues with pain, there's an estimate of over 50 million Americans suffering with severe chronic pain.
Wow. Wow.
You don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer. And the lady that I was talking about, she had gone to the doctor and the doctor cut her pain medications in half. The thing is that with pain medications, you keep upping them and upping them, and the body adapts to that, so they require more.
Amazing.
So then you start getting up into dangerously high levels, and the doctor just says, we're done, cut them, because they're under the gun to manage the pain medication, so they cut it. The person is left dangling with huge amounts of pain and not knowing where to go.
And that's why Kevin Richardson is here to help. Thank you.
I'm
On that
here.
note, we have to wrap it up.
Oh, it went by so fast. We had such a good time.
It always does. Go ahead. So tell us how we can reach out to you. Give us all your details.
Okay. My website is Kevin Richardson Therapy, all one word, .com. My email is Kevin Richardson Therapy @gmail.com.
Perfect.
And my phone number is 760-902-2274. All you have to do is pick up the phone.
And call.
Why are you waiting for so long? Just pick up the phone and give a call, and we can start your journey to success in your journey for weight loss, pain control, anxieties, phobias, fears.
Great.
We're there.
Thank you, Kevin Richardson. It's a pleasure seeing you again. It's been a few weeks,
Yes.
but thank you for enlightening us.
Oh,
And thank you for
thank
sharing your
you.
story.
Well, I hope it helps.
I think it does.
You know, it's an easy start. All the start is either an email or a phone call.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for being here and looking forward to the next time we rejoin and reunite. Kevin Richardson, Dr. Richardson, you have a fantastic day. Love you to pieces, sweetheart. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Really, thank you. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.